Well, I never left my seat. Here we are. Now let's talk about nuance. It's a little different from the actual experience part of it, the things that you can write down in your marketing, but these are just things that people see, and these are things that they see when you're there. Um, there are probably ways to demonstrate the competency before you get to the house over the phone or something. I don't know what it is, but if it's not in those evidence items, if you think of it, great for you. But nuance, when you get to the house, all your competency can be blown, as I'm going to tell you in a great story. But let me just give you the little list. Let me give you the things that are nuanced, and then I'll tell you the story. One is your appearance. All right, if you're not neat and you're not clean, that goes against you. All right, it doesn't just not go for you; it goes against you. So, be clean every time you show up to a customer. Be shaven each day, unless you're growing a proper beard, but no scruffiness, right? And you gotta have your shirt tucked in. Young people, it's just a matter of style. I know that old people don't wear their pants so their butt crack shows, but young people may. It's just a matter of style. I know it doesn't mean anything, but it's kind of like tattoos. Some, not so much as it used to be. You don't get judged as harshly for a tattoo anymore as you did, say, 20 years ago. But 20 years ago, the tattoo said, "Oh my God, motorcycles, drugs. Oh my God." It doesn't really say that anymore. But if you really want the advantage, if you have tattoos on your arm, wear a long sleeve shirt, tuck your shirt in, that sort of stuff. Sharp appearance. It says professionalism is what it says. All right, just for what it's worth, I'm telling you. Okay, ask questions and take notes and listen to the answers. Those things tell the customer that you know enough to ask questions and listen for what are the symptoms here? You're actually a problem solver because you actually have stuff to work with in solving a problem. All right, it goes in your favor. And work efficiently and cleanly. I know the chimney business, so I keep making examples out of it. But there are guys it takes them 4 or 5 trips to get set up at the hearth. Well, figure out how to do that in 1 or 2 trips, okay? Going back and forth tells the customer he forgets stuff. He's not working efficiently, is what it says. When you work efficiently, the assumption is that you really know what you're doing, okay? And work cleanly. If you don't make a mess, that says you know what you're doing, right? And your paperwork needs to look good too. If you can buy professional-looking paperwork, that's fine, but I used to make my own paperwork. I liked my own checklist and my own invoices, and I wanted my stuff to look better than the stuff you can buy on, the shelf. But professional paperwork, all right? Now, let me tell you the story I promised to tell you about a guy named Mr. Schultz. Now, Mr. Schultz was an oil burner serviceman, and he was the smartest oil burner serviceman I ever met. This guy would come in after several other companies had been there and not been able to solve a problem, and Mr. Schultz had solved that problem real quick. This guy really, really knew his stuff. Now, I'm sure Mr. Schultz has died by now, and so I'm going to just speak plainly here. Mr. Schultz really was a slob. He was dirty. He didn't clean up between jobs, and oil and oil soot in particular just really makes a man grimy. So he showed up dirty, and his truck was a mess too. Stuff all over the dashboard, and it just, what can I say? His truck was a mess. So these things just said, bleh, not attractive to look at. And Mr. Schultz he complained to me one time about this very large company in our area that had maybe 30 trucks. And if you run a big operation, you know that it is a real trick to keep every vehicle seat filled with a technician. It's very difficult to have the level of competency you wish you had when you're a large company. They have a challenge that you don't as a small company have. They work hard at training their employees, and it's a challenge. For you, you can control your own competency. Mr. Schultz, of course, was very, very competent, and the big company had people of varying ability. So Mr. Schultz would complain that there would be guys that would come into the basement, not do a single thing. They were just crooks, wise guys, and they turn on the vacuum cleaner to make a bunch of noise and then clean up real nice around the area and kind of polish down the cabinet of the boiler and then leave without doing anything. And he said, and the people are happy to pay them to come back when they have a problem. And I mean, that tells you volumes. It tells you that the public's perception of the company with less competent people was much better than their perception of the man with a dirty truck. Okay, it wasn't until Mr. Schultz in his dirty truck had solved their problems did they understand that he was truly competent. His appearance worked against him. So I'm telling you, it's not just something that doesn't work for you if you don't have a right appearance. It's something that works against you. All right, and that's powerful. So you can fix that, you can fix that today. Just make your appearance better. All righty? That's what we got on competency. We'll move on to the next subject next time. See you then. Hey friends, I hope this was useful to you. Would you do something for me? Would you please share this with anybody you know that ought to hear it too? And then would you please give me the thumbs up and subscribe, right? That's kind of important on these things. Feel free to leave comments. All right, thanks a lot. And now get out there and do some winning.